Hello, my name is Cubs Fan Han, and I am a microtransaction-aholic. All right, my friends, it has been 1 month since I made my free-to-play pledge to you guys, or should I say my no spending pledge, whatever you guys want to call it. There's a subset of you that really want to gatekeep that free-to-play status. If there's a cent spent, you can never in your life ever say free-to-play. No spending. I've not spent a cent on this game in over a month now. All right, you happy? Now, I am really glad I made this pledge, and I have a lot of takeaways I want to share with you in this video. But first and foremost, I want to say that I am super humbled by the response I've seen on this channel, both in the comments on that video and just in comments in subsequent videos, where I feel like a lot of you have been kind of coming back, and some of you have been saying that you really feel like this channel is starting to feel like it once did. And so for me, making this change has been really good for me personally, but I'm also really happy to see that it's being good for a lot of you guys too. And so I just want to thank you guys once again for the support in supporting me in this move, but also I'm really ecstatic to see that it was clearly the right move to make for this channel. And so I have no regrets whatsoever with it. I think it was a really good move both for the channel and for me, and I've been a lot happier as a result. All right, so the number one biggest takeaway I have from this month is that I was addicted to spending on the game, and that is a fact that I did not want to admit. But going from having the mindset of it's okay to spend here and there, it might not have been a crazy, $3,000 a month super whale amount, but it was still a pretty good consistent dose of spending, and I was surprised to notice when I went to cold turkey nothing that I felt similar things that I felt before when I have tried to overcome other addictions that I've had. Now, along that vein, this is something I haven't talked about in a video before, but I actually am a recovering alcoholic. 5, nearly 6 years sober, by the way. I'm pretty stoked about that. Now, I'm not going to get into the super details about my personal story, but I want to share what's relevant to this subject, and that is that Galaxy of Heroes, for the most part, has been a very helpful tool in overcoming my personal addiction with alcohol. When I found the game, I was only about 1 year to 2 years clean, and it gave me something to really invest my time into, to kind of distract me. It gave me something healthy, that felt healthy in most ways, to have a sense of community, etc. And those kind of things for anybody who's been through this, when you're recovering from something like alcohol or something else, having something to replace that addiction with, something to occupy your time, your mind, is very healthy for you. And so for me, when I realized that there was addictive spending that was going on, it really kind of hurt. It kind of felt like my vice, something that was really helping me in my recovery, was actually taking me steps backward. I realized that over the last month, and that was kind of a hurtful, hard thing to acknowledge. But that said, after giving the pledge to not spend on this game, I'm really happy about where I'm at with this game and what my relationship is with this game now, because I feel like this game can be, if you're careful, it can be a very, very healthy game, a very healthy habit to have every day. And so that's what I feel like it is for me now. I'm not so convinced that it was before when spending was a factor. And setting the game aside a bit and just getting a little bit personal, when it comes to the community of this game, there's a big reason. I think you guys have always seen that I've been really vocal about how much I love the community of this game. This last month, I've really been able to focus on that even a little bit more. And I just have to say how grateful I am to the community at large, not just the YouTube community, but my guild, the other game changers, and just everybody that I've met playing this game. There's a lot of personal relationships I've forged that have really helped me along my pathway to recovery. And honestly, in a lot of ways, I'm not sure that I could be sitting here 6 years sober, nearly, without this community helping me along that process. And so I really feel like it's kind of an interesting conundrum of the community has helped me, but then the game with the spending addictions that could exist in the game can also hurt me. And so it's like, a healthy thing, but it can be a very unhealthy thing if you're not careful, if that makes sense. So that leads into another big takeaway of the month, and this is one that this has been there in plain sight. We know this. To me, it always seemed like something that was somebody else's issue, not my issue. But this game preys on addictive tendencies. It preys on it and it monetizes it. Now that to me is something we could have said on day one of this game. This isn't a new revelation for this game. It's been there in plain sight. And you could get into a big debate on whether or not that's okay or not. So many different companies could do this, right? Just food can be addictive and food costs money. So food could be this, blah, 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 blah. But this game, the way it is engineered, the way that the spending works, it targets addictive tendencies. And so for me, having the spending taken out is, once again, a very good thing because I do have those addictive tendencies and I don't want those addictive tendencies exploited for a corporation to make money. I don't. I want the game to help me, not hurt me. And so along that vein, I would encourage all of you to think, a lot of you guys are spenders in this game. I would encourage you to look at your spending. Not everybody who spends is caught in some trap. Not everybody who spends on a regular basis is caught in some trap. But what I would encourage you all to evaluate is my spending in this game healthy? Is it healthy for me? Is it addictive? Is it degrading my quality of life? Think about those things because you might be surprised what you find out. I know me personally, I was really surprised to see the negative impact it was having on me, and I'm really, really glad to be a month out of that now. I think I feel a lot better about playing this game than I did before. Now, moving on just a little bit, this game is free to play friendly if you can accept a few things. Now, that's a big freaking if. There are a lot of things that I got used to enjoying having both Revens right at the beginning, and that is being at the top of my arena server, being able to take number one easily and not falling very far in defense, being very competitive in Grand Arena, winning almost every single Grand Arena except for a few when I ran into some pretty worthy opponents, and on down the line, being at the top edge, cutting edge of the competitive components of this game. This game is completely free to play friendly if you are okay accepting that you are not going to be at the top of your arena shard all the time. You might be able to get there, but it's going to be a lot of work and you might get knocked down a lot eventually. Now, right now, I'm doing fine because I still have the current meta, but where the rubber's really going to hit the road is when the next pay-to-play paywall comes out that ushers out the Darth Revan meta. I'm only guessing based on the way CG did Darth Malik, etc., that they're going to have it be almost impossible to get whatever that next meta is going to be without spending. And so I'm going to miss it. I'm almost for sure going to miss that. And when that happens, you're relying on an anti-meta team. Maybe there's some weak counter that works, but you're going to fall very far in defense. It just gets a lot harder to stay at the top and be a feared team on your arena shard. You want to be free to play? You got to let go of that. You got to let go of that mindset. You got to let go of the mindset that you're going to win every single Grand Arena. And so if you can let go of that cutting edge competitive mindset, which is kind of hard for me to do, then you can just chill out, just enjoy the game and accept that some of the PvP components aren't going to always work in your favor. This game is still fun from a free to play perspective. It is. And so I'm happy to still throw my support at the game, play it, put a lot of time into it, and cover it on YouTube. All right, my friends, that's going to do it for today. I just wanted to give you an update on the channel and kind of my big takeaways from this last month free to play. All in all, the TLDR of the whole thing is I'm so much better off. I'm so happy that I made this change. I'm disappointed to realize that there was addictive tendencies that were being exploited. I didn't even realize it. And somebody who's paranoid about that, I just did not even realize it. And so I'm really glad that I'm out now and that I'm just enjoying this game in a way that is very healthy for me and my real life relationships. So I would encourage you guys, take a look at yourself, make sure it's healthy for you. If it is, great. If it isn't, consider a change, and just make sure that the gaming should improve your overall quality of life. Gaming is here to make us happier. Gaming is here as something that we can use to escape from the daily struggles, from the daily grind. And if it's not doing that for you, if it's adding to the daily struggle, then consider dialing it back. Look at your life and figure out what is going to help me enjoy this game in a way that is healthy for me. I would encourage all of you to do that. Doing that for me, highly beneficial, and this last month has been just so much better as a result. I think that you guys have probably seen that in the content too, on how much more positive everything has been. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. If you did like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and as always, my brothers, don't forget
my dead body. Sorry about the mess.